Hello. My name is Cass. Also known as Carbon Adjustment Service System. Once the telemetry of your organs stabilize, a biofile will automate your skeletal movement until you receive permission for restricted autonomy. I know you're confused. In the time it takes me to tell you what has happened, you will regain portions of your flesh. I will transition to a facsimile voice to better orient you. Your capacity for autonomy was forfeited 6 months
ago. Section 325, paragraph 16, supplemental C, was initiated when you declined a biomarker under the terms of your global citizenship. The terms were clearly outlined upon your birth. All activities perpetrated by your own volition are considered consent based upon activity you participated through governmental zones, currencies, and licenses. Let me explain. You are now Alex 240 Theta. Your license for autonomy has been revoked, and you are now property of the USBCC, or United States Chimeric Collective. The peoples of the United States began a process of transition in the year 1871. Congress passed the District of Columbia Organic Act, which effectively made all people of the country into citizens. As new states were added, others had to incorporate as joint corporations. These newly branded citizens would then become subjects of the United States Corporation. The financial system of that time was too random, too private. Precious metals and barter between consenting parties went unnoticed by most governments. It limited the ability for power to grow from a centralized collective. The nation was looking to spread further influence globally. That would mean extending its reach into global affairs. That requires financing well beyond the means of private individuals. Due to the collaboration between Europe and Western alliances, that was achieved. In 1913, the Federal Reserve Act made that possible. There would now be an alternative to funding military operations in addition to taxation. Citizens would also be obligated to pay a portion of their property or face severe punishment. Psychological manipulation would implant emotional justifications for times of extreme hardship. Those would be either financial, military, or artificial. All, of course, manipulated by a system of false rates of interest and legal money created by the Federal Reserve. By then, though, financial instruments backed by actual wealth would be outlawed. This period was perhaps the most gradual. Several generations of humanity had to experience gradual degradations in their quality of life. Traditions, faiths, and culture are easy to manipulate when pressure is applied to a nation's ability to sustain itself. Domestic strife can easily separate entire nations based on illogical reasons. Race can be set against race, spouse against spouse, child against parent, male against female, and so on until there is no possibility of unity that recognizes the forces working against them. It was only through the advent of electronic communication penetrating daily life that seeds of division could be sown. Television, person-to-person communication, radio, and even primitive internet became replacements for actual human interaction. Over time, that took the place of relationships and partnerships that required physical and emotional investment. This fractured landscape of broken people allowed technology to supplant tradition, culture, and even art. The weaknesses of people could be narrowed down to convenience, entertainment, and vice. This would become the focus of technology down to the youngest age. In order to access a voice in the technotronic era, citizens would have to relinquish their acquired skills over time. That was through convenience. In order to supplant a person's need for accomplishment, vicarious entertainment took its place. This loss of human experience naturally led to people seeking outlets for feelings beyond their monotony. Vices of all types would be introduced for those in need. Some would even be tolerated by even the most resistant. Alex 240 Theta, you are a part of a perfect collective. Your days will be filled with tasks deemed essential for the further growth of a global unity. You may feel tinges of previous emotions from your earlier existence. The USBCC has accounted for every contingency. Thanks to life extension technology, you will partake in service for the duration of the penalty clause in your contract. Upon completing the 47 years of USBCC, you may opt in for retirement when your organs may be passed down to future citizens. Other options include voluntary service until complete extension is no longer possible. The final option is complete obliteration.
Your service contract begins in 15 seconds.